Eternity. The best love triangle since Casablanca. If you haven't already, again, hit the subscribe button to never miss a video. We have daily film content, including movie reviews, movie news, and so much more. So again, hit the subscribe button to never miss a video. Eternity, a film that embodies Casablanca beautifully for a new generation, although I don't think it will have the same praise. Eternity feels like the latest in a long line of films that have created a new subgenre, elevated romantic comedies, all while low-key embodying one of the greatest love stories of all time, Casablanca. The film has all the core settings of what we would typically see in a romantic comedy, yet approaching it in such a way it's new and fresh. Now, how do you add a sense of will they, won't they, all while keeping your viewer engaged and fully vested while offering them something new? You convince your view audience that there is a chance that she won't pick her husband of over 60 years, all while creating a narrative that makes your audience not hate her, but actually sympathize with her and feel bad. Eternity not only creates that narrative, it creates a love triangle that is not only valid, but one in which that could possibly be the greatest love triangle since the greatest love triangle. The film not only tackles the subject matter of where do we go after we die and what is waiting for us, something that usually doesn't work for the divide it creates. Yet with eternity, the afterlife is less of the premise of the film, playing more as a background with no substance of religion or any actual beliefs, but entangled enough in the story to be relevant and problematic. For once you choose an eternity to spend the rest of your eternity, there is no changing or going back. So, of course, the simple answer for the entangled love triangle would have been the simple way out. They all go to the same eternity, which essentially is a cop-out because each eternity has plenty of people, places to go. They could easily coincide without having all three be together all the time. Of course, neither of the husbands want to be in the same eternity. That's going to be said a lot in this. As the other forever competing for the attention and love of the woman in which they are, which is their everything. David Fine captures both sides of the genre blissfully, allowing the comedic moments to flow throughout without it ever becoming cheesy or overly chewy. Taking a new look and diving into what love is and going beyond the surface of lust, desire, and longing by comparing the relationships of two marriages to the same woman, one in which was cut short by death and war, while the other was long, loving, and blissful, up until the point of loving yet petty bickering, which all married couples get there eventually. Not to mention you have a star-studded cast that all share this unparalleled chemistry. Olsen has this amazing chemistry with both Teller and Turner, giving us this believable and interesting love triangle that undoubtedly works. Olsen's performance is one that I think is going to be underrated and overlooked for the subject matter in which it is performed, for she really tunes in to the believable dilemma of a twice-widowed woman now having to choose between her two husbands. Overall, I think the film captures this amazingly, and the journey of love, what marriage truly means, comparing and analyzing various aspects of relationships, going beneath the surface level, and really exploring what defines love and marriage. While being not only one of the best romantic comedies since When Harry Met Sally and Sleepless in Seattle, I believe this film will be overlooked and sadly fall by the wayside, not earning its eternal spot among the greatest rom-coms of all time, which it rightfully deserves. The ending is blissfully perfect, while some may argue that the perfect ending goes against everything we've learned from previous events during the film. I would argue that there was no better ending, simply allowing them to find the perfect eternity outside of the realm of the paradises shown up to this point, that the perfect eternity isn't where you are, but who you have to spend it with. leaning slightly inwards on the tropes of rom-coms, yet somehow creating this uncharted territory of bliss, allowing the film to end in such a way without tampering with its overall quality. Now, with that being said, I have to give this film a Ferris Bueller. So much so because I absolutely adore this film, and I cannot wait to see this film again. I definitely am going to pick this up in 4K when it comes out. Like I said, I cannot wait to see this film again. I was actually going to see it in theaters. Again, during its run in theaters, depending upon other screenings I have going on. Going to be kind of a tight week. And, it's been a busy last couple days as well. This came out right before the holidays. I actually saw this the night before it opened at an early screening. I'm just now getting around to recording my video for the video review. Although, again, check out 4timefilmschooldropout.blog for the latest reviews. I generally have the written reviews up before I have time to record the videos and post them here on YouTube. With that being said, I just want to add one slight kind of add-on to this that I didn't do in my initial review, and something I just kind of thought of while recording this video. Now, when I said that this film is one of the best rom-coms since When Harry Met Sally and Sleepless in Seattle, and I don't think it's going to, it's going to be associated with those timeless classics, some are going to argue yes. We had Materialistic came out this year. That was another film that kind of elevated the rom-com genre, kind of tweaking of what rom-coms always have been, and kind of taking and moving that forward while giving us something new while familiar. Now, my only argument with that not being a classic rom-com and really falling amongst the greats is that film leans a lot heavier on being a drama with a rom-com style structure and not really a rom-com. Whereas Eternity is very much a romantic comedy. It falls like square in that route. It's something new and different, but at the same time, it's very familiar. It's not trying to reinvent the wheel. It's just giving us a new outlook on a familiar story. And it brilliantly pulls in that love triangle that we haven't seen one executed so well since 1942 with Casablanca. So with that being said, have you seen Eternity? What are your thoughts? Comment below. Let me know. And I just want to add one more thing. If you people are going to say, oh, this movie's not that great, it's not going to be it's not as good as Sleepless in Seattle and When Harry Met Sally. But if you look up the Metacritic scores, this actually falls in line with When Harry Met Sally and with Sleepless in Seattle. Both films were not overly praised. They got, good review, had some really great reviews and some really terrible reviews for a happy median, which both of those films kind of fall in that happy median, neither of which are on the high scale of critical reviews or critical acclaim. So this falls right in that category, right in that spectrum of critiques. So I would argue this does fall within that realm and would be considered one of the greatest rom-coms of all time. Unfortunately, I don't see it being remembered that way or getting to that statue. As always, what are your thoughts? Comment below. Let me know.